What is the Yeti? Bergman's law states that the colder the environment an animal lives in, the larger it will be compared to its counterparts living in warmer climates. Typically, the colder the environment, the larger the animal. So imagine what happens when you put the already gigantic Sasquatch in the freezing temperatures of the Himalayas to get the legendary Yeti. Centuries before the Buddha and his journey to nirvana would be known to the natives of the Himalayas, they told stories of a man-like animal that seemed to exist with supernatural powers. The Yeti is said to come and go like a hairy ghost, just showing up rather than being found by tracking. Some stories tell of it flying in the air, killing goats and other livestock, kidnapping young women who are taken back to the Yeti's cave to rear its children, and of them throwing stones at humans. They live in higher altitude. When Alexander the Great's military campaigns led him to the area, he demanded to see one, but was told by the locals that his troops couldn't scale the high mountain points that they reside in. In the 18th century, a European named H. Siger traveled to the Himalayas to search for what he called the abominable snowman. He learned that the Yeti was a part of the pre-Buddhist beliefs of several Himalayan people. He was told that the Lepcha people worshipped a glacier being as a god of the hunt. He also reported that followers of the Bon religion once believed the blood of the Mere god, or wild man, had use in certain mystical ceremonies. The being was depicted as an ape-like creature who carries a large stone as a weapon and makes a whistling whooshin sound, not unlike the calls of the North American Sasquatch. In the 1900s, attempts to scale the vast mountain ranges of the Himalayas led to an explosion in Yeti sightings by Westerners. 7 years before Californians would find tracks that would dub the woodland wildman Bigfoot, Eric Shipton took photographs of the footprints of a human-like biped with gigantic soles. In 1960, the legendary New Zealand explorer Edmund Hillary, the first man to ever ascend to the summit of Mount Everest, launched an expedition to the Himalayas in search of the ice-bound ape-man. Hillary borrowed a supposed Yeti scalp from the Kumjun monastery, then himself and Kumjo Chumbi, the village headman, brought the scalp back to London where a small sample was cut off for testing. Fast forward to April 2019, when an Indian Army mountaineering expedition team claimed to have spotted mysterious Yeti footprints measuring 32 by 15 inches near the Makalu base camp. Given all physical descriptions of the creature, a Sasquatch is all but confirmed to be the candidate for the Yeti. Due to how vast, remote, and hospitable the Himalayan mountains are, a Sasquatch could stay hidden pretty easily. Local tribes' portrayals of the beast as a supernatural, non-corporeal entity are similar to how some tribes of Native Americans would describe Bigfoot as a spirit of the forest. On the more grounded, biological entity side, the Yeti occupies the same space the enormous bipedal primate known as the Gigantopithecus did 100,000 years ago. Could a relic population have survived and be living on to this very day? Have I warmed you up to believing in the Yeti? Or are you frosty towards the idea of its existence? Let me know in the comment section below.